So yeah, I mean 1.25% lower, some 45,000 shares in the pre-open. But trade is just about starting to pick up. I think on the indices, at least, we've left off absolutely flat, nothing very much going on. We'll just look at the rates on stocks in a bit from now. So 25,150 on the Nifty, 82,500 on the Sensex. These are the first sort of levels which are starting to come through. 25,130, 20 points lower. 56,700 on the Nifty Bank. So this is flattish kind of open. Mid-cap index is, again, almost unchanged. 20-point change. The small-cap index maybe also not very much at all. And advanced decline is almost 1:1. So it's not as if the broader market out of the gates is doing something very special, something very different. So it's a very flat kind of start. The Nifty heat map gives you a quick sense, as always, of how things are starting up. And then we will go into individual names, etc. So it is a very, very flattish kind of day. There you go. Evenly split. So I think about 25 up, 25 down. Almost, I mean, so neither here nor there. Surabhi.
Yeah, IT is still down. That's the one clear trend. TCS is another 0.5% lower. HCL Tech is approaching its numbers with nervousness. Remember, even for HCL Tech, the constant currency revenue is expected to fall by about 1%. So tech is on the lower side. Infosys is down more than 1% now. So that's one trend. What else? There is BEL lower by 1%. HDFC Life, Bajaj Finance, some of the financial stocks, even Bajaj Finserv, Shriram Finance, a lot of the NBFC names on the lower side. Not that banks are having a much better run. Axis Bank is lower by 0.3%. HDFC Bank is totally flat. And ICICI Bank is not even up 1 rupee. So it's completely flat. No sense of movement whatsoever. The weak side also includes names like Eternal, Hero Moto, L&T and Reliance, by the way, two big stocks, both down 0.5%. And that brings up a 50-point decline for the Nifty. So what is countering it? There's some pharma action on top. Sun Pharma, for instance, 1% higher. There's Lever, there's Titan, there's Apollo Hospitals. That's pretty much it. Don't have a big move on FMCG today. Just a few of these consumer stocks like Lever and Titan holding up. Otherwise, yeah, it's flat with a negative bias. Now 60 points lower on the Nifty. Nigel.
Well, that's right. A few stocks that deserve special mention. Enviro Infra, that's a newly listed company. That, in fact, is moving higher on decent volume. So that's a stock that's on the radar. You have Sona BLW. The stock actually in pre-open was much higher. Now it's holding with a gain of around 2%. Both of them on high volumes. Jane Street, they've gone ahead and they've put in that deposit with regard to the penalty. Now, the hope is that volumes pick up yet again. That's the hope. No confirmation, but BSE. That's the one that I'm talking about. That's up close to around 2.5%. So keep an eye out on that name as well, if in case volumes do start recovering. Because remember, the past week or so, couple of weeks actually, volumes on the exchanges have been far lower than averages. Moving to the other stocks, GE Power, that's falling on large volumes. So that one's coming for some big profit taking, as is the case with Religare. After the big bazooka move that we saw on Friday, Religare is actually lower. And Dream Folks, that downward spiral just continues. So that one as well is struggling this morning. So you have the Nifty, that's lower with a cutoff close to around 50 points. The mid-cap index, though, is holding pretty much flattish, which is encouraging, actually. And, I was reading a note from Gautam Dugar this morning from Motilal Oswal. They believe that earnings will be much better in the mid and the small cap space. So that's why they're increasing weightage on the mid and small caps in comparison to the large caps. So the mid caps doing a bit of an outperformance.
BSE, as we were discussing before the pre-open as well, 3% is the biggest volume-led gainer. 10% knock last week. MCX was down 10, but exchanges generally took a bit of a hit. So that Jane news of the margin, will it help? Will it bring some people back? Is the question. MCX is up about 1.25% as well. Polycab is another one, right? 2.5% higher. It's the fourth, fifth largest volume-led name. And then you look at Angel One as well. Angel One is up about 2%. So again, broker 27, 26 or so. Castrol is coming up with a 3% pop, 226. Silver Bees, look at silver. We were talking about silver earlier. Silver Bees, which are traded 2% higher. I remember silver on Friday was up 4, and this morning I think they're up a little bit as well, futures. But the big one, of course, came up on Friday's session. Advanced decline now is settling down, slightly down, about 1250 lower and about 1100. Actually, it's not very much different. Infi is the biggest volume-led loser. IT services is another space after TCS we were talking about. So it's down 1.5%. It's not much, but it is down. So I think TCS has reported a 3% constant currency decline has basically muted expectations a little further. And then, of course, I mean, you got VIP, etc. We will be discussing. Garden Reach and Mazgaon are the two shipbuilders, which are down 4% and 3% respectively. So another sort of area to keep an eye out for. Nigel?
Just a couple of stocks, Polycab and KEI Industries, they are higher. Their case could be helped by the fact that we have a JM Financial note that's come in there. And they've initiated coverage on both these two names. On Polycab, the target price is around 7,900. And on KEI Industries, it's 4,500 rupees. So that's a note that's released today itself from JM Financial. So could be having some kind of impact in initiating coverage on both these two names.
All right, we'll keep an eye out on that one. We'll probably get you updates, the details of that note as well. 50 lower, 25,100 on the index.